Every company is now an AI company. You've heard this. Maybe you've even said it yourself. But here's what nobody is telling you. Most companies that think they're using AI are just using AI to do the wrong things faster. And there's a very specific reason for that. A structural reason, not a tool problem, a thinking problem. And that's what we're getting into today. Hi, I'm Alex. I spent 20 years running complex programs inside large organizations. And for the last year, I've been building lean businesses from scratch. This channel is what I learned from both sides of this business spectrum. Back to AI. This idea isn't new. About 15 years ago, Mark Andreessen wrote that software is eating the world. What he meant was that every company, regardless of industry, was becoming a software company at its core. The restaurant that survives is the one that masters its ordering and inventory system, supply chain. The law firm that scales is the one that can automate its document workflows. And the freelancer who earns more than other ones is the one who builds systems instead of just delivering hours of work. Every company is a software company. That actually happened already. Then came every company is a media company. Same pattern. The brands that win are the ones that understand content and infrastructure. Not marketing, not extra credit, infrastructure. And now we're in the AI version of that same shift. And here's the thing about those shifts. They all follow the same arc. First, the tools appear. Second, early adopters gain a real edge. Third, mass adoption happens and the edge disappears. And fourth, the companies that build on top of those tools correctly are the ones still standing. We are now in the stage 2 turning into stage 3, depending on the industry. Which means that if you're watching this now, you still have a window. But the window is not about which tools you use. It's about how you're thinking about them. There are 3 mistakes I see constantly when companies try to become AI companies. Mistake number 1, tool obsession. They spend more time switching and evaluating AI tools than actually building good processes around them. The tool is never the strategy. Mistake number 2, automating broken processes. You take something that doesn't work and you automate it. Well, now it doesn't work faster. Congratulations, you've scaled your problem. And mistake number 3, it's losing the human signal. They let AI write the emails, generate the content, make the outreach, and then they wonder why the conversion rate collapsed. Because people buy from people. AI can carry the message, it cannot be the message. 3 traps. Most companies fall into at least 2 of them. So what is the right mental model? Think of AI not as a replacement layer, not as a team member you swap out for a cheaper one, but as a leverage layer. Leverage means you put in 1 unit of effort and you get much more than 1 unit of output. That's the whole game. That's what you're building towards. The question is never, can AI do this task? The question should be, if AI handles this part, what does that free me up to do? And is that higher leverage? Let me give you an example. If you are a solo consultant and you use AI to draft your client proposals, good. That frees you up to spend more time on the actual discovery call, understanding the real problem. The proposal is better because you thought harder about what goes into it. The AI saved you, let's say, 2 hours of formatting. You use those 2 hours to actually earn your fee. That's leverage. Compare that to a person who uses AI to generate cold outreach emails at scale. Let's say 500 emails sent a day. No targeting, no research, no personalization. And then they wonder why they get only 0.1% reply rate. That's automation without intelligence. That's not leverage. That's just noise multiplication. The mental model shift is or should be this. AI amplifies what you give it. If you give it a clear strategy, clear thinking, and clear parameters, it amplifies that. If you give it vague instructions and no context, it amplifies that too. It makes you more of what you already are. This is why AI will replace you is mostly wrong as a fear, and also mostly wrong as a hope. if you're counting on it to do your thinking for you. AI will replace people who do rote, repetitive, zero-judgment tasks. That's for sure. And it will massively amplify people who can think clearly, set context, and build systems. Which one are you building toward? Here's what AI genuinely cannot do. It cannot have a stake in the outcome. It cannot feel the friction your customer feels when they hit a wall in your product. It cannot read a room. It cannot build an actual trust. What converts in marketing, what has always converted, is the perception that someone like you, build this, the product, the solution, the service, that you thought about your customer specifically and that you give a damn whether it works for you. AI can write words, it cannot mean them. And your job is to use AI to handle everything that doesn't require human, genuine judgment. So you have more time to show up where genuine judgment is the entire product. That's the line. Stay on the right side of it or on the top of it. So how do you actually audit where you are right now? Here's a simple three-part framework. I call it AI stack audit. Layer number one. What am I currently using AI for? Make a list, every tool, every use case. Don't judge it yet, just list them. Most people discover in this step that they're using AI for about 5 things. And usually 3 of them are roughly kind of the same task, exploration, fun, just trying out some things. Layer number 2, for each of those listed items, is this leverage or is this noise? Ask yourself, does this free me up to do something higher value? Does the output of this AI step fit into something that requires my judgment? Or am I just using AI because it feels like progress? If you can't answer those questions clearly, that use case is probably noise. Layer number 3, where is human judgment currently the bottleneck of your business? This is the most important question because the answer to this question tells you where you should not be using AI and where you should be spending the time that AI frees for you. The businesses that will win in 5 years or more are not the ones that use the most AI. They're the ones that figured out which parts of their business require irreplaceable human input or judgment or assessment and invested there while automating everything else. That's your competitive point, not your tool stack, your clarity about where humans still win. And before you adopt any AI tool, before you pay for any subscription, before you build any workflow around it, ask yourself this. What decision does this tool, this specific one tool, help me to make better? Or what time does it free me up to do something that matters more? If you can answer that clearly, buy the tool, pay for the subscription. But if your answer is, oh, it's cool, or everybody's using it, or it might be useful, don't buy it. You're not using AI as a leverage. You're using AI as procrastination dressed as a productivity. The tool is never the strategy. Your thinking is the strategy. The tool is just how you execute it faster. So that's it. That's the framework. Every company is an AI company, but being an AI company doesn't mean using the most tools. It means building the clearest possible system or systems for where AI adds leverage and where you need to stay human. If you want more of this, practical frameworks, no hype, no tutorials, subscribe to the channel. And if you want this kind of thinking directly in your inbox, the newsletter link is below. I send it where there's something worth reading. That's the only standard I use. So thank you so much. See you in the next one.